I did go to Diana's coffin the day after I'd written it, and I read it to her in there, and I did sort of feel
The sad story of Princess Diana's death has been told for years from the point of view of the people, the media, and the royal family. But now Spencer, Princess Diana's brother, is talking about things that were never talked about, and facts that make people question everything they thought they knew.
Actually, Lord Dyson did a very good job. His brief was tiny. It was to look at a very specific area.
Why did William and Harry, Diana's sons, feel so much pain during the ceremony? What did the royal family do when they found out about her death behind closed doors? Come with us as we find out the sad truth about what Diana's brother said. Charles Spencer's objection to the funeral procession. The parade for Princess Diana's funeral was one of the most deeply moving events in history. She did not choose for her boys, William and Harry, to walk behind her coffin, though. Charles Spencer, Diana's brother, fought against this choice. He was highly against making two kids who were sad take part in such a public show of sorrow, especially since they were so young. He thought it was mean and not normal to parade the boys in front of cameras and people, letting everyone see how they really felt. Spencer complained to the royal family about what he thought, but they didn't listen. He was told by the palace that the choice had already been made. Spencer's realization about the lack of choice for William and Harry. The days before the funeral, Spencer found out something that made him think someone had lied to him. At first, he was told that William and Harry wanted to walk behind their mother's body, which made him change his mind. But after a long time, Prince Harry said that they had never been given a choice. Just telling them what to do was enough. When they were young, Harry and William couldn't say no. Spencer found out too late that he had been lied to into thinking that the boys had decided to walk in the funeral procession on their own. Realizing this made him feel bad because he knew he had given in to something he would never have done if he had known the truth. The funeral procession, a public display of grief. Everyone in the world felt terrible seeing the parade on the day of Princess Diana's funeral. As Charles Spencer walked with the royal family, all eyes were on William and Harry, the two young princes, as they walked behind the body of their mother. You could feel the sadness in their faces. Spencer saw that every move they made was being closely watched and thought over. They were carrying a lot of sadness, duty, and expectation on their shoulders. The people thought they were brave, but Spencer didn't. He thought that the boys were being given a duty that they should never have had to do. Harry later said that the event made him feel numb, like he wasn't emotionally connected to what was happening and couldn't understand it at the time. Charles Spencer's eulogy at Westminster Abbey. It was asked of Charles Spencer to give a speech at his sister's funeral. He didn't say the usual things about Diana in his speech. He spoke for her instead and said she was the most sought-after person in modern times. His main point was that she was suffering because of the media and the institutions that didn't defend her, like the royal family. The people who heard him responded with anger, but the royal family kept quiet. The Queen did not show any emotion, and Prince Charles did not respond either. A lot of people in Westminster Abbey cheered when Spencer said that Diana's blood family, not the royal family, would always look out for William and Harry. This event was historic because it was the first time that the royal family was called out in public for not helping Diana. Spencer's continued frustration with the royal family. Spencer's bad things about the royal family didn't stop after the funeral. In the years after Diana's death, he said many times in interviews that he thought the royal family had never really accepted her. The institution, he said, had thrown Diana to the wolves, leaving her open to constant harassment by the media without any security. Spencer said that the royal family had grown apart from Diana, even though she was the mother of the future king and one of the most famous women in the world. This was especially true after her split from Prince Charles. He got more and more angry as he saw that the system that had failed his sister kept failing even after she was dead. Spencer's speech, criticizing the media and royal family. When Spencer spoke about his life, he didn't hold back. He said that the media were to blame for Diana's death and that they were the real ones who made her suffer. In a separate letter, he told the royal family that Diana's power did not come from being a princess, but from who she was as a person. It was clear to him that Diana had never needed the royal family, but the royal family had needed her. Spencer's words hurt a lot because they criticized the royal family for not being there for Diana during her life or after she died. He said some strong things in his speech, and he asked the royal family to take responsibility for their mistakes. The trauma of the funeral for William and Harry. Following the service, both William and Harry said that walking behind their mother's coffin had left a lasting impression on them. It was that terrible day that changed Harry's view of the royal family for many years. Both boys said that what they did was wrong, and that no child should have been asked to do it. Harry said the event was very painful and had been bothering him for decades. For Charles Spencer, this was a stark reminder of how unfair it was that his nephews had to walk in the parade. He never changed his mind about how cruel it was to make them do it. Charles Spencer's continued advocacy for Diana's legacy. Spencer continued to speak out against how the royal family treated Diana over the years. He made a lot of noise about how the royal family didn't protect her while she was married or after she got divorced. He said that the royal family had used Diana when it was convenient for them and thrown her away when they didn't need her anymore. Spencer was especially angry that the royal family hadn't done enough to protect Diana, even though they knew the press was after her. He thought that this carelessness led to Diana's sad death, and he never stopped telling people how the institution contributed to her pain. Harry's decision to leave the royal family. The pain of Diana's death and how the royal family treated her children afterward would affect her boys, especially Harry, for a long time. From time to time, Harry started to think about everything about the group he was born into. The media kept going after him, just like they did with his mother, and the fact that the royal family didn't back him up made him even more disappointed. In 2020, Harry shocked everyone by deciding to stop being a royal. He left the royal family not as a rebellious act, but as a way to stay alive. Harry wanted to get away from the dangerous place where his mother had been hurt and where his family was now in danger. Charles Spencer's quiet support for Harry's decision. Charles Spencer had spent years attacking how the royal family treated Diana. In many ways, Harry's choice was similar to his mother's desire to leave the royal family. Diana had grown apart from the throne before she died, and Harry's choice to leave the royal family was a continuation of her fight. Spencer quietly understood why Harry chose to leave, even though he didn't say it out loud. His uncle had fought the same system for decades, and now his nephew was doing the same. Spencer understood why Harry made the choice he did because he had a past with the royal family, even though he didn't say so in public. Diana's lasting legacy. Diana will live on for a long time. Her children carry on the fight, especially Harry, who keeps going after the system that hurt his mother so much. Diana had a huge effect on the world, and her kids have carried on her work in their own unique ways. It's shocking that Harry chose to leave the royal family, but it's part of a bigger story about survival and the need to get away from the dangerous environment where both he and his mother lived. Diana's sad and unfair story continues to affect her boys' lives, and her death will always be remembered as a turning point in royal history. Thank you for staying with us. Do you think Spencer could have done more to help Harry and William? Share your opinions with us in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, click the following video on your screen and you will enjoy it.